This originally started as a thread I made on Twitter a couple weeks ago, but I decided to add to it and turn it into a video format since I really don't see a lot of people talking about this, and I have more to add to the thread. Of all the Smash Ultimate newcomer speculation I see online, you got people talking about Geno, Isaac, Skull Kid, Shadow the Hedgehog, Goku because of 2 tweets from companies that don't actually own the license to the character, and what's this? Still Waluigi if you're under the age of stupid. Rex and Pyro for people who like bad sequels with big titties and don't know how a calendar works. And then there's fucking Bandana D? Really? But there's one character that I think is likely, but I don't really see anyone mentioning, and that is the Monster Hunter from the game series Monster Hunter. So get your tinfoil hats and thumbtack boards ready, because here's 8 reasons why I think it's likely, but not guaranteed, that the Monster Hunter is playable in Smash Ultimate. And I'm going to be using slightly more legitimate evidence than the character standing in a certain pattern, or the color of the furniture in the background? Just to be clear, I would absolutely love both Isaac and Skull Kid in Smash, and I want these to be real, but come on guys, this evidence is flimsy at best. Reason 1. Monster Hunter is huge! In Japan. So 2 of the biggest factors you have to consider when thinking of newcomers to Smash is series/character notoriety and moveset potential. More on that second part later. The Monster Hunter series originated in 2004 on the PlayStation 2, however the main series went Nintendo exclusive for the initial releases of Monster Hunters 3 and 4, as well as having a whole bunch of spin-off games on Nintendo consoles. While it may be considered more of a niche series in the West, Monster Hunter is massively popular in Japan. Recently though, games like Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, Generations, and especially the recent and critically acclaimed Monster Hunter World, this series has been gradually gaining a bigger foothold internationally. Every single Monster Hunter game, including the spin-offs, have sold over 1 million copies, with this series selling 48 million units total. They even released the same game twice and it still sells a metric butt-ton of copies. And don't forget, Smash Bros. Is made in Japan, so one of the most popular series in the country in which it's made is more likely to get into Smash Bros. Reason 2. Monster Hunter is made by Capcom. Monster Hunter has always been developed by Capcom, and they have a great relationship with Nintendo. Series like Mega Man, Street Fighter, Ace Attorney, Resident Evil. These are all games with multiple releases on Nintendo hardware, and Capcom has even helped develop some of the handheld Legend of Zelda games. If Nintendo lets you make a Zelda game, they probably like you. Which brings me to Reason 3. Capcom already has 2 reps in Smash Ultimate, adding a third would be easy. Capcom already has 2 of their characters, Mega Man and Ryu, in Smash 4 and in Smash Ultimate, and I can think of no better fit than the Monster Hunter to be a third. Some might argue that a character from Resident Evil might have a better shot, but they tend to use realistic guns that would look kind of out of place in Smash Bros., regardless of Snake being here already. But speaking of Snake and Konami, some people say, oh well Capcom already has 2 reps, they wouldn't add a third. But if you look at Konami, a video game company that actively acts like they hate video games, they let Snake be added back into the roster of Smash Ultimate, as well as Simon and Richter, and they already have a 4th rep if you count the Bomberman Assist Trophy, so if all of those guys can get added, I see no reason why another Capcom fighter couldn't. And I know Sakurai said, I hope you're not expecting too many newcomers, but I think that may have been an intentionally vague statement to keep players guessing. You can interpret that as, there will only be a few newcomers and all the returning veterans, or it could be interpreted as, every previous Smash game has had more newcomers than the previous one had, so don't expect that this time. Melee added 14 newcomers, Brawl added 18 newcomers, Smash 4 added 21 newcomers and brought back 4 absent veterans, and so far Smash Ultimate has added 4 newcomers, 4 new Echo Fighters, and brought back 7 absent veterans. We have no idea on which end of the spectrum that the actual final roster count will fall on. Reason 4. Monster Hunter has a long history on Nintendo consoles and is already on Switch. I mentioned this earlier, but Monster Hunter has had multiple releases on Nintendo consoles and then later ported to other systems. Mainline Monster Hunter games generally release on whatever the most popular console is at the time, and then get later ported to other systems, but not always. Monster Hunter 3 first released on the Wii, 3 Ultimate released on the 3DS and Wii U, Monster Hunter 4 and 4 Ultimate exclusive to 3DS, and Monster Hunter Generations and Generations Ultimate, known as Cross and Double Cross in Japan, were exclusive to 3DS and Switch. And while Monster Hunter World, which essentially is Monster Hunter 5, is not and will never be on a Nintendo console, at the time that Smash Ultimate started development in late 2015 and early 2016, 4 Ultimate and Generations would have been the most recent releases. While there's no sacred rule or anything saying a Smash fighter must have been on a Nintendo console in order to be playable in Smash, I do think it certainly increases their chances, and besides, all of the roster revealed so far fits within that guideline. Even Cloud was in Kingdom Hearts on the Game Boy Advance and that tap game on the 3DS, and Richter was in that butchered port of Rondo of Blood on the Super Nintendo. Plus, you can play as Link, Samus, Zero Suit Samus, and Marth in some of the more recent Monster Hunter games, and you can even dress your cat up like Mario, Luigi, and Fox. Then again, that might not be saying much since you can dress up your cat as the Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster Hunter's great. What cats, you ask? Well... Reason 5. Monster Hunter has a ton of moveset potential. So the second thing to consider for a playable Smash Fighters is moveset potential. Tetris is one of the most popular games ever, but I don't think we'll see the L block as a playable character. Luckily, the Monster Hunter has moves for days. First, the Monster Hunter games have 14 playable weapon classes to choose from. Greatsword, Longsword, Sword and Shield, Dual Blades, Hammer, Hunting Horn, Lance, Gun Lance, Switch Axe, Charge Blade, Insect Glaive, Light Bow Gun, Heavy Bow Gun, and Bow and Arrow. Sort of like how characters like Snake, Inkling, and Mega Man will pull out different weapons for a single move, the Hunter could work similarly. Although it wouldn't be based off of this, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is a pretty good example of how the Hunter could work in a fighting game. I'm just spitballing here, but lighter weapons like the Sword and Shield could be used for jab attacks, while heavier attacks like the Great Sword and Hammer can be used for smash attacks. Dual Blades, Insect Glaive, and Switch Axe could be used for aerials. Lance could be used for dash attack. Special moves could be ranged attacks like the bow guns or bow and arrow, or reserved for other tools you use during the hunt. You got shock traps, pitfall traps, barrel bombs, flash and sonic bombs. These are all tools used in Monster Hunter that would translate well into Smash Bros. Plus, in all the recent Monster Hunter games, the Hunter has a little Catman friends called Palicos who follow you around, help out during hunts, and constantly make cat puns, so they can either be permanent fixtures to the Hunter during a match, like on characters such as Rosalina and Luma, Ice Climbers, or Duck Hunt Dog, or they could be like Toad is for Peach and Daisy and pop up for certain moves. A good recovery move would be the Palico Trampoline. Or maybe the Palico would be the Smash character instead of the Hunter. That'd be something. For a final Smash, there are tons of options. A really big monster like the Delameter could show up in a cutscene and do an attack, like with Bayonetta's final Smash. Or it could be a combo move like the special moves in Marvel vs. Capcom The Bad One. Or it could be one of the flashy Hunter arts from Monster Hunter Generations. There are plenty of options to choose from, but you know which one has my vote? Tactical Retreat. Undercut everyone's expectations. Okay, this is getting way too long, so I'm splitting it into 2 parts. The past 5 points have been more so why the character is worthy of being playable in Smash, but the next 3 points I'll discuss are actual evidence as to why it's likely they're in Smash Ultimate.